about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Harambe YouTube, it's your boy Charles, and today I want to talk about Gunslinger Spawn, number 41 from Image Comics. This comic was a real pleasant surprise. If you're not familiar, this is really a action-oriented comic book set in the Spawn universe. And Javier has been on the run ever since getting revenge on the man who harmed his sister in the past. And he ended up having this lady who worked at a hotel who he rescued. Linda ended up being an accomplice, so she's hiding out. He's on the run, and he is currently battling an angel in what can be described only as a spectacular battle. The artist is Ivan Nunes, and actually, that's the colorist. The artist is Carlo Barberi, and they both did an outstanding job in this big action piece where he is fighting this angel who is trying to get information out of him. And they kind of come to a stalemate because they realize the event that brought them both to this time and to this time in the future and separated them from their time and their family. It affected them both in the same way, and they both lost family. And so they joined forces, this Spawn and this angel. The angel wanting to get back to his daughter, and Gunslinger Spawn wanting to get back to his sister, or get back to getting revenge for her. Quite honestly, it's kind of confusing, but not in a bad way. It's like you don't know if she is dead and he's just repressing it, or she's been kidnapped, or whatever is going on. But irregardless, this far in the future, she is definitely gone. And so, finding this common thread, they decide to work together. And then we cut to the lady who was helping him, who drove him to the place where he ended up killing the man who harmed his sister. Now she's on the run. She's hiding out with one of his friends, this mentor of his, a Native American guy who put an invisibility spell on her, and it's getting real feisty between those two because she feels like she's trapped in this hideout, and Native American feels, he feels burdened by having to watch over her and feels like she's unappreciative. And so that's where Linda and Javier, Gunslinger Spawn, they meet back up. And she is very emotional. One minute she's slapping him, the next minute she's hugging him and crying. And she is emotionally wrought by having to deal with angels and spawns and magic and being wanted for murder, just from driving a guy that, that helped her out, driving him to a bank. And so this is where the book gets very emotional because you have that dynamic between Linda and Javier. You have the dynamic between the shaman and Javier, where there's tension and frustration, and then we come to find out that the shaman has a deep-seated hatred for angels because they killed his people. And so he's mad that Javier's working with the angel, and the angel feels like he's being discriminated against. And it's so many connecting storylines and threads, and it ends up being very emotional by the end. And you can feel the hurt and the frustration from each character's side. And I think that is a remarkable piece of writing where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different narratives that are equally sympathetic. And then the specific relationship dynamics between all 4 of these individuals. Very, very good stuff. I cannot recommend this book enough. It is actually written by Todd McFarlane. It says he's the sole script and pilot on this. And so I think that is a big sign of how it's so well written, because the guy that created the Spawn universe is steering the ship on this issue. So check it out, Gunslinger Spawn 41. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I pretty much consider this like the Fast and the Furious issue, because it's all about family, as Dom Toretto would say, and getting back to that family. You can get yours at local comic book store, and if you do not have a local comic book store, I always suggest my friend Jeff at coffeeandcomic.com. They ship nationwide, have great deals on shipping. Ask about their shipping subscription service. You pay a low monthly fee and you get your books shipped out to you every week with no additional shipping costs. And if you're in Wyoming, there's no better place than Spellbound Apothecary and Entertainment. When you order over $35 worth of books, they're shipping all throughout Wyoming for free. So check them out, and I'll see you next time. Until then, keep reading them books. You know I'm going to.